Hey, honey.
Hi.
Sorry I'm late. Let's stop by the office.
Well, that's okay. Kevin's already had so many visitors. Wouldn't hurt to stagger them a little bit.
How's he doing?
Well, they haven't isolated the virus yet, but at least he's stabilized. This must be so hard on you after everything you've been through here and Nora.
Yeah, but it's really not that. It's you.
What about me?
The more I think about keeping this secret from Spencer about his son, the less I'm liking it.
Well, Kevin, according to your chart, you should be feeling a lot better than you were this morning.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, blood pressure's almost back to normal. Pulse is strong. This is what we doctors like to see. So why do you think you're feeling so down?
Because I'd like to know how the hell this happened to me.
Antonio, tell me, how do you do it? I mean, you stalk us from one coast all the way to the other, then all over Landview, and then you show up here with this ridiculous, pathetic story about how Nash has a restraining order against him, and you expect us to believe it?
He's not lying, Tess.
What?
About the restraining order. It's not a story. It's true.
Hey, Star.
Hi.
What are you doing here all by yourself?
Waiting for news.
What kind of news?
This is the police station, right? You guys find out about crimes and murders and trials and stuff?
Yeah? Why do you ask?
Because I need to get somebody to help me get my dad out of jail. And I'm not leaving until they do.
That DA looks so much more relaxed than Evangeline over here.
Because he's a jerk, and he's just trying to make us nervous.
It's working.
Shouldn't be much longer. Judge McClellan insists on staying on schedule. Evangeline won't let you down.
Vicky, excuse me, but you didn't mention earlier when I saw you that you were going to be here.
Yes, well, you were very busy, weren't you? Talking about dating Clint.
Well, I guess Todd has to have somebody on his side.
Get a life, Dorian.
Hey, thanks for coming.
What's wrong? You upset?
I've been subpoenaed today. I was called to testify against you.
Evangeline, you knew that Vicky was called to testify?
Hugh submitted Vicky's name at the last minute.
Oh, and this is the first we hear about it.
Vicky didn't have an option, right?
No, I didn't. I'm so sorry about this. The last thing I want to do is hurt your case because I believe in you and I hope you know that. I'm going to sit down, okay?
All right. I'm glad you're here no matter what the reason.
Good luck.
Mrs. Davidson, thanks for coming.
You didn't really give me much of a choice, did you, Mr. Hughes?
This should be interesting.
All rise. Superior Court of Montana County is now in session. Judge Terrence McClellan presiding. You may be seated.
I hate to tell you this, but I doubt if we'll hear much about the Manning case today.
Why not?
Well, it's went to court. Once that happens, not much goes on around here.
Right. So, I guess you did your job already. You gave the lawyers all the information they needed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, don't you want to find out who really did it?
We think we already did that. But I tell you what, if we have to find something out that changes what we already know, I'll make sure it gets to the right people. You have my word.
Thanks, but I'm still going to stick around here. I already ditched school twice today, so... Shouldn't have told a police officer that, should I?
Tell you what, your secret's safe with me, all right? But don't let these guys know. But don't you think we should maybe give your mom a call? Let her know you're all right. I'll tell her it's okay, that you want to stick around here.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
You have no right to tell Spencer about our son. I made my decision a long time ago for my own reasons. You told me you understood that.
And I'm not going to say anything to Spencer, but I can't sit on how I actually feel about this.
Because of Matthew.
Yeah. I missed most of his childhood because of some unilateral decisions that were made. And I can't get that time back. I regret that every day.
I understand that, Bo. But you are a good man. Spencer is... God, he'd be such a bad father. I mean, controlling and manipulative, cold.
You know, but sometimes you change when you have a child.
Well, I wouldn't know that because I didn't have mine long enough.
Well, look, honey, I'm just trying to get you to see this from the other side.
Well, I really wish that you would try to see it from my side. Do you really think that I'm the type of woman who would give away her son without a second thought? This decision hurt me so badly that I haven't talked to anyone about it for 26 years. You know, from the looks of things, maybe I just should have kept my mouth shut for 20 more.
No, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Oh, God, there you go, judging me again. It's like you're more concerned with upholding some code of honor among men than you are about me, about protecting our relationship.
Oh, Paige.
Oh, please. I know that you would never tell Spencer yourself, but boy, you are more than willing to guilt me into telling him.
Oh, honey, come on. This is ridiculous.
Really? Because to me, it's dead serious. You know what? I take back my request. I don't want you looking for my son. I'll find him myself.
Well, I wish I could tell you how this happened, Kevin, but the truth is we really don't know.
Yeah, I was just explaining to Kevin that the virus he's contracted is generally a warm weather strain, frequently spread by mosquitoes. Now, we're sending your blood work off to a lab in Maryland, specializes in infectious disease. They should be able to tell us what we're dealing with.
Don't viruses take a while to work through your system?
Ordinarily, yes.
Well, then how can I be fine 1 minute and then the next I'm laying face down in the snow? I mean, how can it affect me that fast?
That's what we're hoping to find out.
It's BE. I'll take this.
Okay, thanks.
Hello?
Did you happen to mention to Kevin about the side effects, possible side effects?
What kind of side effects?
Well, as Dr. McBain said, we really won't know anything really until we get the results back from the lab. But in a case like this, with this type of virus, there can be some rather severe side effects, such as chronic fatigue, nausea, headache, sterility.
Jessica, if you're in there, please talk to me.
Back the hell off, Antonio. Right now.
I want to talk to Jessica.
Well, too bad. Because she doesn't want to come out, okay? You know, you're gonna have to get this at some point. This is my life. This is my boyfriend. And this is my baby, okay? And nothing you can say or do is gonna make me disappear. I'm good and pissed, Antonio. And I am never as strong as when I am good and pissed. So you get the hell out of here, or I'm gonna call the cops.
He's got a restraining order against him. Don't you want to know why?
Can you help me out here? Will you fix this? Hear your side of the story so we can move on?
I'm not going to tell you anything about it.
We're not discussing this in front of you.
Well, I can't leave without you.
Oh, Antonio, give it up, please.
I made Jessica promise that I would keep her safe, and that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, fine. So go stand out in the hall, and then we'll let you back in when we're ready. 15 minutes, okay?
No.
Antonio, I'm 5 months pregnant. We're on the second floor. What am I gonna do, jump out the window and fly away?
Okay.
Okay. Finally. Listen, I don't blame you for not wanting to talk about this in front of him. He can't be trusted. I mean, he used to be a cop. He probably got one of his cop buddies to manufacture a file on you or something, so.
He didn't manufacture anything. There is a restraining order out against me. But I'm not going to tell you anything about it.
Well, listen, we won't know anything conclusively until we get the results back from the lab, but I know you're not a guy who wants to be told half the story, right?
You're right. Thanks for telling me.
Well, listen, don't obsess over this. You've got your son here, your fiance's here. What you need right now more than anything is no stress and a lot of rest, all right? As soon as we find out something more, we'll get back to you. I'll see you later.
I'll be right back.
Dr. Truman?
With all due respect, what the hell was that?
I can't believe this.
Oh, hey, Dad. You know how doctors are. They just like to hear themselves talk, especially that one.
I mean, after everything Kelly's been through in order to have a baby, and now we can finally start trying. How can I tell her that I might not be able to give her what she wants?
Well, I'm very impressed, Dr. McBain. Most of the other residents around here are far too intimidated by me to question my judgment. They usually just yes me to death.
Well, I'm having a bit of difficulty understanding why you would tell a patient he could be sterile when we don't even know what we're dealing with.
Yeah, but this particular patient is capable of understanding all the different possibilities. Why? Would you have done something differently?
You know, I guess I was just caught a little off guard. I'll go and see if he has any more questions.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Your bedside manner's much better than mine is anyway.
Paige, just hold on 1 second.
Talk about this here, though, for 100 different reasons.
All right. All I want to say, and I hope you already know this, is that you'll always come first to me, and I will not break a promise to you, no matter how I feel.
Well, that's a shame. Bo had to take off just before he got to the good part.
I saw the way you handled Star, and you handled it very well.
Thanks.
Poor kid. Seems like she's really lost.
She must think she's all alone in this. Well, I better get back to work. I took some time off to go to the gym.
Did it help?
Help what?
Your mood. I mean, that's why you go to the gym, right? To blow off some steam. It's not like you get to do that with the police shrink.
Actually, I think your husband blew off more steam than I did.
You saw the defendant, Todd Manning, at Lantana Lake on September 19th, 2005.
Yep, I saw him. He was fighting with a pregnant woman. I thought it was his wife, but now I see it differently.
You cleaned and detailed Mr. Manning's car on September 20th, 2005. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And would you describe for the court the condition of the car's interior?
Objection calls for speculation.
Your Honor, this man is an expert in his field. I'm simply asking for his observations.
Overruled. You may answer.
The interior was covered with mud. It was caked all over the place.
And this mud that you saw, could it have come from just say, oh, the bottom of a lake?
Objection. The defense has already stipulated that Mr. Manning was at the lake.
Sustained.
Did you see any blood in the defendant's car?
Objection. Leading the witness.
Sustained. Be careful, Mr. Hughes.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Let's move on. You said that on September 20th, 2005, you discovered that some mud had been tracked into the defendant's apartment building.
Yeah, it was all over the back stairwell.
Does the defendant regularly use the back stairwell to enter his apartment?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled. You may answer the question.
Mr. Manning's in the penthouse. He always uses the elevator.
So having seen this mess in the back stairwell, do you believe that the defendant was trying to sneak into his apartment building on the night of the murder without anyone seeing that he was covered with mud?
Objection, Your Honor.
Withdrawn.
Consider yourself warned, Mr. Hughes. You keep pushing your luck, and I will hold you in contempt.
No further questions. The defendant pays your salary, isn't that correct, Mr. Denton?
I'm an investigative journalist for Mr. Manning's newspaper, and he's the best boss I ever had. He'd back you up in a barroom.
Move to strike the witness's character assessment of the defendant.
I'll let it stand.
As Todd Manning's employee, did he ever ask you to do anything that fell outside the realms of your regular duties?
What do you mean? Like make coffee or pick up his dry cleaner?
Objection, Your Honor. This line of questioning is completely irrelevant.
I disagree, Ms. Williamson. You may continue.
I'll rephrase. Did he ever ask you to do anything besides reporting?
Yeah, but it was nothing illegal, if that's what you mean.
Do you think it's legal to change the timestamp on a surveillance tape to place someone in one location when they're actually someplace else?
It depends. The tape you're talking about, it wasn't like it was confiscated by the cops. I mean, my boss gave it to them of his own free will.
All right, then. So you admit that you doctored the surveillance tape to place Todd Manning at his office on the night Margaret Cochran was murdered? Yes or no?
Yeah, I fixed the tape.
And did you do this at Mr. Manning's request?
Yes, so what? He's my boss. We work for a tabloid. We bend the rules a little bit. What's the big deal? This is America, Your Honor.
This is a little bit more than bending the rules, isn't it, Mr. Denton?
Your Honor, the prosecution's made its point.
Move on, Mr. Hughes.
The boss knew he was a suspect. Anybody in their right mind would be looking for an alibi.
Did Todd Manning ask you point blank to provide him with an alibi?
He paid me for it.
I'm sorry, would you please speak up?
My boss paid me to fix the tape. Anyone in his shoes would have done the same thing. That doesn't mean
Let me be sure that I understand. Are you saying that you tampered with the surveillance tape that the defendant offered to the police as proof of his whereabouts on the night Margaret Cochran was murdered, and you did this because he asked you point blank to provide him with an alibi?
Okay, now you're twisting around my words.
Sit down and answer the question.
Withdrawn, Your Honor. I think I already have my answer. Your witness.
No questions, Your Honor.
You know, this is really getting old, Spencer.
So humor me. Tell me, why was the chief of staff whispering in the halls?
Maybe because you're always lurking around every corner, sticking your ears in everybody's business. I am so sick of it, Spencer. First you insinuate yourself into this hospital, then you force me to take an administrative position that I never wanted. You're constantly threatening to scuttle my relationship. So yeah, I do talk to Bo about you because I just cannot make you go away. Sometimes I really wish I had the guts.
You better be careful what you wish for, Doctor.
Dr. Miller, you got a minute?
What is it, Michael?
Well, there's something I think you should know. Something that Dr. Truman said to one of my patients.
All right, now there is no reason to think the worst.
mean, you heard what the doctor said. They don't even know what's wrong with it yet. What?
I've been waiting for us to be alone so I can ask you something. Do you have romantic feelings for Kelly?
Chris showed up at Rourke's.
So what happened?
Oh, my sparring partner bailed, so Chris stepped in for a few rounds.
Is everything all right?
We're both still in one piece.
Well, did you two talk?
We were both trying not to get our heads knocked off.
Maybe it did you both some good.
Hey! I was thinking about going downstairs to the coffee car. You want to get some hot chocolate?
Yeah, sure, but I'm gonna come back up here. Is that okay?
No problem. Let's go.
Hey, Bo, I got the forensics back on the O'Grady
I'll read
case.
it later. My office now. Bring your badge and gun.
So you do have a restraining order out against you?
Yep.
And you're not going to tell me about it?
Nope. It has nothing to do about how I feel about you, or about us, or our life together.
Okay. Well, then I'm confused. Because right before Antonio walked in, you said we couldn't get over our problems unless I told you the truth about things. You wanted me to tell you the scariest thing that has ever happened to me. A secret that other people are trying to use to destroy me. And now you're not going to tell me the truth.
There's nothing you need to know about it.
Like hell, there isn't. Nash, guys don't get restraining orders to keep away other guys.
Yeah.
Who is she?
Is that as bad as it looked?
I got my objections in, and the judge ruled equally for both sides.
Mr. Hughes, call your next witness.
The people call Victoria Davidson to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and your relationship to the defendant.
My name is Victoria Davidson. Todd Manning is my brother.
I realize that this could be difficult being called to testify against your own brother.
I'm not testifying against anyone. I'm firmly convinced of his innocence.
Move to strike.
Objection, Your Honor. This is the prosecution's witness.
Sustained. You set yourself up for that one, Counselor.
When you learned of Margaret Cochran's murder, that she was murdered along with her unborn baby, were you aware that she was pregnant with your brother's child?
Yes, yes, I was.
And how did you obtain this information?
Todd told me.
So when you heard that Mr. Manning's most bitter enemy was dead, along with her unborn baby, what was your first thought?
Objection, irrelevant.
I'll allow it. Answer the question, Mrs. Davidson.
Did you wonder if Margaret Cochran's death and that of your unborn nephew was the result of foul play at the hands of your brother?
You think you should object to that?
I think Vicky can sell this one.
Yes, I did wonder.
Yeah, she's selling it all right.
So you believe that your brother did kill Margaret Cochran and her unborn baby?
No, I didn't say that. I said I wondered. Because I know that he didn't kill anyone. I know Todd. I know what's in his heart. He's not perfect by any means. He frequently does not have the best of intentions. He makes a great many mistakes. But he would never, never kill a pregnant woman. At the same time, he knew that he was probably going to be the prime suspect, so he did everything in his power to avoid being prosecuted for a crime he did not commit. Unfortunately, he failed. But, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Hughes, the burden of proof is on you. As far as I can see, you've proved nothing.
Thanks for the hot chocolate.
You're welcome. It's nice to have the company.
I know what you mean. I had my dad's trial today, and I think he totally wrecked it.
Why? What happened?
I ran in screaming that he was innocent, and then I got kicked out. Do you think I wrecked it?
You know, if I was on that jury, I would probably just think that you really love your dad.
I think my dad did it.
I don't want to believe that.
Me neither.
This is the report from Dr. Crosby.
What happened to doctor-patient confidentiality, all that stuff?
Oh, they have that when there's a reason to be confidential. See, I knew that you got in this guy's face, but
This guy got way too personal, too fast, Bo.
What did you think he was gonna do? Talk to you about sports?
I don't know.
About the highlights?
I don't know. I thought we were going to talk about Statesville, stuff like that, but then he kept going on about things like loss and death. And
Yes, he's trying to get you to open up. See, and I bet you stonewalled him, and then you got bored, then you attacked the guy.
I didn't attack anyone. I may have raised my voice a little.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough to get you suspended. I warned you. I told you what I would have to do if you did not cooperate with this
Sorry,
guy.
Bo. I just can't do it.
Well, then give me your badge and gun. We're finished here.
Tess, don't do this. This isn't good for you or our baby.
Don't do that. Do you think that it's good for us to know that there's a woman out there that is so afraid of you that she had to get police protection to keep you 500 feet away from her?
You are blowing this way out of proportion.
Okay. Then explain it to me. I don't believe this. So, we're just gonna let Antonio sit outside and drool over this information?
Let him.
Do you know what just happened right now? Do you understand what just happened? Antonio came in, and I kept Jessica from coming out. We're winning. Why are you choosing now to be secretive?
It happened before I met you. It doesn't matter. It was before you. What matters? Get off me! Get off! What the hell are you doing?
Antonio, get off him! No! No, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Tess, are you
Jessica?
Tess.
No such luck, Antonio. Don't touch me. And you. I want to go to Jessica's mother's house right now.
You really want this? You really want my badge?
You ever known me to make an idle threat?
All right, I'll go back to Crosby.
All right, do you think it's possible for you to see him without going ballistic?
I'll give it my best shot.
Not good enough, John.
I'll talk to him, Bo. Isn't that what you want to hear?
Fine. We're finished here. You can go.
That's it? Nothing else?
Nope. Nothing else.
Now, what you saw on New Year's Eve, that was just, well, bad luck. No, it was just a couple of friends stuck in the cold trying to stay warm. That's it.
Look, I'm not talking about just New Year's Eve, son, all right? I mean, maybe you have feelings about Kelly you're afraid to admit to.
Come on, Dad. She's practically family. Okay. I admit that there's been a couple of instances where things might have seemed, weird, but I love her in the family kind of way. She's a good friend. I look up to her, period.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's stupid.
No,
I shouldn't have asked you.
Hey,
really.
don't worry about it. You're sick, you're stuck in this bed, and it didn't help that Dr. Truman dropped that bomb on you about the side effects.
I'm starting to think Kelly and I are cursed when it comes to kids. She finally gets hope that she can be a mother again, and then now this.
Well, this has been terrifying, but the important thing is that Kevin's gonna be okay.
I'm glad.
I better get back to him.
Okay, see you later. So, do you think that Spencer actually crossed a line, or was Kevin pushing him?
He wanted answers, yes. But I'm not so sure he wanted that one. And Dr. Truman was the one to mention the side effects. He brought it up. I gotta tell you, I was blown away.
Yeah, so am I.
What are you doing here?
I wouldn't want to miss anything.
If nothing else, you're an opportunist.
I understand that you've been through a number of difficult experiences with your brother over the years. Save your objection, counselor. I'm not planning on getting into the witness's history with your client, but I would imagine that the defendant regularly confides in you. Is that correct, Mrs. Davis?
Objection, Your Honor. This is going nowhere.
Get to the point, Mr. Hughes.
I'll be more specific. Did the defendant ever say to you that he had taken care of the Margaret Cochran problem?
Please answer the question, Mrs. Davidson.
Yes, he did, but that's certainly no admission of guilt.
No further questions.
You planning on countering that?
Just don't say anything. I'll handle it. Hello, Mrs. Davidson. Hi. Isn't it true that you suffer from a condition known as DID, or multiple personality disorder?
Yes, I have in the past.
But isn't it also true that in recent months you've had a relapse? And that you have alternated between yourself and another one of your personalities? Who is on this witness stand now, Mrs. Davidson? You or Nikki Smith? Under the circumstances, can you really be considered a credible witness for the prosecution?
I am not crazy about either one of you right now. But I guess I can't stay here. And I'm sure as hell I'm not staying with you. So if you're not gonna take me to Landfair, then fine, I'll just get there on my own.
No, I'll take you to Vicky's.
Please don't do this. We are so close. What about all the decisions we made, about the paternity test, about the baby? Come on.
Consider them unmade. doesn't mean anything anymore. I'm tired. I'm too tired to fight with you guys anymore.
Tess. Tess, don't go.
Do you remember last summer in New York when we fell in love?
I will never forget that.
Yeah. Well, we were idiots. Because we both should have known that our past would catch up to us and ruin it.
It's true. I've suffered from dissociative identity disorder for years. But the conversations that I had with my brother that I testified to today, they happened when I was integrated. I was completely free of symptoms.
And are you integrated now, Mrs. Davidson?
No, I'm not.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Care to redirect, Mr. Hughes?
No, Your Honor.
You may step down. Ready to call your next witness, Mr. Hughes?
The Commonwealth calls Dr. Spencer Truman.
Well, that's a tough act to follow. I'll do my best.
Williams take Star home.
Good. She shouldn't be hanging around here anyway.
No. How did it go in there?
Well, I've had better meetings with my boss. But found out I wasn't too cooperative with the shrink, and he wasn't real happy about it.
I can imagine. Listen, before, when you called Christian my husband, he's not anymore.
Yeah, I heard.
Christian told you?
Chris mentioned it while we were sparring. He thinks she went through with it so you and I could get together. Did you?